listening to Power Producers Shop Talk, where we are refining and redefining the sales game by equipping you with the tools you need to differentiate yourself in the marketplace.
Well, it's like when we audit the mod with Logic and give them the action items that they're going to use to lower their total cost of risk.
Tactical skills that will help you provide deliverable value to your clients and prospects.
Technology is not an expense, it's an investment. Look at what Think HR has done for our clients and even our team. It's an amazing product, and I'm so thankful we have that.
And action items that you can provide to take your prospects and clients to the next level.
Things are changing for us in 2021. Not all big business anymore. Now that we have Cover Wallet on our team, it's amazing that we're going to be able to write small business profitably.
This is Power Producer Shop Talk. Production redefined. Are you ready to feel the power?
Hey, everybody. Welcome to Power Producer Shop Talk. We can play fun little games like this now that we have video, too, right?
What's up?
What's going on, man?
Just living the dream.
Yeah, in your grandma's living room. Now everybody can see it.
See, this is what about this is grandma's? There's so much sick sports stuff. I mean, we have a Budweiser, a mirror. We have a beer map of the entire United States with a bunch of breweries all over it. We have golf balls. Ain't no grandma's got that in their living room. We got Tiger Woods memorabilia. We have an Eminem album. I mean, give me a break.
Number one reason why I don't think it's your grandma's living room is there is no crocheted Afghan draped over the back of the couch.
No, why would I would never have one of those.
I don't know of anybody's grandma's living room that doesn't have copious amounts of blankets so that grandma.
I've got a signed Orlando Magic ball by Grant Hill. I mean, it's just whatever, dude.
Hey, I'm not the one who said it. I don't even remember.
No, that was your boy Preston.
Oh, Schmedley?
Yeah.
I call him Precious. He
right.
He looks like my Precious from Lord of the Rings. Or Mr. Clean, either way.
Is he bald? He had a hat on. I have no idea.
Oh, dude. Schmidley wears the beanie. That's his shtick. Period. Like that's his brand. Yeah, he's already gotten enough airtime on this show.
Completely.
He'll never hear this anyhow. Somebody might reach out to him, and I hope they do because it would be good for Preston.
Tag him in it.
Yeah, it'd be good for him to learn about tactics of property and casualty. He's a student of the game.
There you go.
So today,
what do we got?
Managing success, man. This is something I've been thinking about a lot, especially with it being the first of the year. And, I think that one of the things about most producers, well, not most, we're all competitive people. And so everybody has a different way that they deal with going about their day, how they get amped up for an appointment, what happens after the fact, and all of that. And I did a blog post on this as well, but I wanted to shoot the breeze a little bit about, what your thought process looks like, and I'll share what mine looks like.
I basically just sit in my car, put on Welcome to the Jungle and just get ready to roll, man. Beat my chest a few times.
Yeah, I mean, why not, right?
I've never really thought about that before. Right, there you go. No, I don't. Well, that's more of isn't that like a pitching thing where you're coming out of the bullpen like John Rocker, just like.
Dude, I did come out of the bullpen. I'm sorry, but let me just stop you right there. I did come out of the bullpen.
I'm sure you did. That guy was a freaking maniac.
And I came out to Thunderstruck every time. And this is a true story. My very first college appearance was at Marshall, and they are the Thundering Herd. And I come out of it like literally this is the first game as a freshman in college. It's the last inning, and they're like, bring this kid in. I had no business going into that game, by the way, but we were playing in a minor league stadium in St. Cloud Commons, which is where the St. Cloud Cubs played at the time. I don't know if they play there anymore or not, or if there even is a St. Cloud Cubs, but we played there for that game. And the bullpen was out in center field, like in Major League. So you come out of the center field fence. Like this was like I could have quit my career after that moment, and I would have fulfilled every childhood dream I ever had. It opens up, Thunderstruck starts playing, and I'm thinking they're playing Thunderstruck for me. Nope, that was Marshall's
not
song
the
that
case.
year. They're the Thundering Herd, so they had Thunderstruck, and then they were
That's
also
too funny.
playing in between innings Garth Brooks, When the Thunder Rolls. But anyhow, so I didn't know any different, man. So yeah, I get amped up
That's awesome.
to Thunderstruck to this day because of that. But I mean, really, what I'm talking about is what are the steps that you go through when you're trying to manage success? And for me, the first thing is I am a very heavy visualizer. Like,
Okay.
I come up with, here's what I want. Like, it's no secret. I want an Audi R8. I've told everybody that for 3 years now. I want an Audi R8 Spider because I want the convertible. I want to get it wrapped in a matte metallic Florida Risk blue, and I want the shoes on the brakes to be Florida Risk yellow.
Can you do matte metallic? I feel like those are two competing.
Yeah, you'll know
factors.
what I'm talking about. It's not the really, really shiny. You know how the people do like the flat black?
Yes.
It's like a flat color, but it still has the shimmery
Sparkles,
hints to
like
it
the-
of the metallic, but it doesn't have that shiny clear coat on the top of it. So
Okay.
it's a more muted. It looks ridiculously sweet. But I mean,
Yeah.
I know that I want that. And so
Mhm.
I visualize that. I visualize everything that I want to see come to fruition. And so, my thing, and I'm not saying that what I do is the best way to do it or it's not. It's what works for me.
Just talking
but
about what we do.
I'm very, very specific, like, obviously, as to what it is that I want to validate, my thought process of
What about the keys? What about the office and the keys /
being
house?
successful. Yeah. I mean, I'm very specific about that. Those
Yeah.
are things that I dream about that I want to have. But, you can't just sit here and have these ridiculous dreams without figuring out a way to put them into practice. And so that's the other piece. I have to look at it and say, okay, I want an Audi R8. It's going to cost me X number of dollars. So that means I need to be bringing in this much money to where I can go out and buy that because I don't finance vehicles. I pay cash for them. So I have no problem delaying my gratification. If I was willing to take a loan out for the car, I'd had it 3 years ago. That doesn't validate your success. That validates your credit rating. I mean, I want to be able to generate the business and execute a plan to where I have the cash to just walk in and pay cash for the car. And so I know how much I need to bring in a month. And then I think about, okay, what do I need to do this week? What do I need to do today? And you break it all down into the actual steps that you have to take and the behaviors that you have to replicate day after day after day to get the results that you want. And so for me, it starts with the huge dream. I break it down. Maybe there's stair steps along the way. Maybe I have some things that are not, high ticket items like a house in Key West or an Audi R8. Maybe I just want to be able to take my wife to a nice dinner on a Friday night or something like that. But, I think, for me, it's not about, it's never about the money. I mean, it is, but I always want that one other thing to motivate me because the money is only as good as what I'm going to use it for. And if I want to,
Well, the money's just part of it. I mean, the things you want to do are not necessarily a money goal. It's a goal that you want to have, but it also costs money. So it's it's a little bit different, I think, than just. I mean, you can't sit there and be like, oh, I want to make $500,000. Like, I mean,
yeah,
okay,
but what are you
that's
going to do
cool.
with it? Okay,
Right? Why? Right? Why?
Because I mean, I have to have something that's going to really be like that. That would be cool to have. I mean, that's why I have my Harley. That's why we put the bar in behind our house. That's why we gutted the whole inside of our house. I mean, I don't just operate this way professionally. I operate this way personally. My wife and I sit down. Okay, what are our goals? I mean, and I know this sounds cheesy, but we really do this. What are our goals for this year? What are the milestones? Where are we gonna pull the trigger to do the next thing? And it's been a really cool process, especially with COVID, because we've not put any money at all into our house ever. And now last year we redid the pool area, which needed to be done desperately, but we essentially gutted the whole house and had it redone. We had that whole bar area put in the back. We're getting the garage redone right now with cabinets and new flooring and all of that other stuff. And it's nice to be able to just say, you know what, we worked our rear ends off. We want this stuff, and we've worked to make sure we can afford it because we pay cash for everything that we do. And, you know, we deserve this at this point and not feel guilty about it. So I think you have to dream. I think you have to have steps along the way. And then the third thing is, you know, I look at this not just from my standpoint for myself, but whether it be my kids or whether it be, you know, somebody else who works in the agency. When you achieve that, you need to celebrate it. You don't need to celebrate it for 3 weeks, but you need to acknowledge that you achieved your goal. You celebrate it, and then you move on to the next one. So that's literally how I approach everything that I'm looking at.
You mentioned being visual, and you know, I think a part of that is, you know, one thing that I'll do is I'll write down, you know, these goals, so that I can, whether it's in my phone, whether it's on like a little notepad here that sits by my desk, whatever. I think it's a constant reminder. And you don't need, I mean, some people, like I've heard of, you know, they'll put it in their car. I mean, we're not really driving around too much anymore. At least I'm not, you know, as much as I was, right?
I know one guy that would have Siri remind him of his goals.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't mess with Siri, but
he's not with us anymore.
Touche. Okay. I got you.
If you need Siri to remind you of your goals, you have a problem, people.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, but I think just the act of writing it down makes it real, I guess, versus just kind of having it concocted in your head. And then if you see it on a semi-regular basis, it pushes me a little bit more. But then also I think they need to be some things there should be a few goals that, you know, you're going to crush and hit. There should be a few lofty goals that would be like where you know, you should really celebrate them if you do, but also somewhere in there, you should be able to, whether it's after Q1 or 6 months through the year, you should be able to sit down, kind of evaluate and maybe reevaluate where you are. And if you need to, you know, change some of them based on that, I think that's important too. But I mean, that's basically what my process has been.
Yeah. I think the other thing is you have to save landmarks, or what, I don't know what the best way to title it is, but you need to save things along the way to remind you of what you've accomplished. So one of the things that I have, and this is crazy,
Time Hop.
I do have Time Hop, but no, I actually have a 3-ring binder that contains every single agent of record letter I've ever gotten. And I can go back. I mean, and it's pretty thick at this point, but I can go back and I can look. And I literally just did this as we were cleaning out the garage. It was in there. And because I have a filing cabinet where I keep stuff in the garage.
Your AOR binder?
Yeah, my AOR binder was in there. And I started flipping through it, and I'm thinking to myself, man, I actually spent like 2 hours just going through, you know, a couple weekends ago, and I was thinking about
like it was a yearbook.
Yeah, literally, it was like it was a yearbook, and I'm thinking, here's how I got this deal done. Here's how I got this deal done. Here's how I got this deal done. And
well, that's a good point, because that can remind you of some stuff that maybe you forgot along the way.
It did.
Strategy, right?
It absolutely did.
Yeah.
I mean, look, man, I'm older, slower, I'm wiser, but I had some pretty good tricks back in the day that, you know, I had forgotten about because I invent new tricks that work. And so it was really good for me to just go back on an account by account basis and think about all of the different things I had done for these middle market accounts to win them over. And it gives me good content to share online with other people. And, you know, like I said, it's a good reminder for me of what I had to do to get something across the finish line. And, you know, I think everybody should do that. Don't just stop, because you achieved the goal. Do something to chronicle your progress so that you have something to look back on as well. Because there's going to come a day when you get stuck. You know, maybe you go out and you're 0 for 3 on new business appointments. You take a day, an afternoon, a couple hours, you know, clear it off and just sit there and go back and focus on the things that you had done to make you successful. You're going to be in awesome shape.
I would also have to bet that a number of times the situation is just something very simple, like going back to the basics on something. That's what it always was for me, for any of the guys on my team and girls on my team, you know, in the office supply job. It was always, whenever somebody was struggling in a rut, they were doing something. They were trying to get a little bit too fancy or maybe too wordy with their pitch. And every single time I'd go out with somebody after they were struggling for a week, and we'd go through the first 5-10 businesses, and I'd be like, okay, dude, well, you're completely leaving this part out, or you've made this part so much more complicated than you needed to, or like we talked about the other day, drop the close.
Yeah.
You got to drop the close. Some people
got to ask for the order, man.
Some people just forget to do that, and so I think that's a good point. Sometimes it's good to sit there and reflect and kind of look at some of the stuff that you were doing in other times and other scenarios that might have been working that you could have forgot about just because it's been a while.
So I want an R8. I want an office in Key West. The $1 million question is, what does the beard want?
The beard. What does the beard want?
Yeah. Well, I mean, what are your stretch goals?
Yeah. So we want to kind of like as a personal thing. Well, I mean, I guess they're all personal goals, but we want to have another home and kind of
as in move out of the one you're in, or a second home.
And second.
Nice.
Where's
that going to be?
Like a summer home. No.
In the Hamptons.
Yeah. No. We'll keep this as kind of like an investment type of thing. Rent it out, something. So we've talked about that. The other thing is I'm going to join a country club this year. I play a lot of golf, as everybody knows, but at this point, I would imagine. So those are my two got-to-do-its for this year.
What country club?
That's still up in the air. I'm kind of looking at a couple different ones. The thing about it, though, that sucks is it's like I play with a lot of my friends, and I play with my dad quite a bit. And if you join somewhere, like, and those people are not, members, it's kind of like, what's the point almost? Depending on what the kind of, what the guest situation looks like. So I'm kind of evaluating all of that because I don't want to just start playing with a bunch of randos. I want to be able to play with my boys and the people that I normally play with. So looking at a few, looking at East Lake, maybe Cypress Run, the Fox. I don't know.
Dude, Fox Hollow.
I love Fox Hollow. Great course.
I played the single longest round of golf of my life, 7.5 hours at Fox Hollow in a 4-man scramble in July. How much fun do you think I was having?
I would have left after the turn.
I was playing in a charity tournament with the regional branch manager for the entire Southeast for Chubb.
Assistant to the regional manager.
There was no getting out of that, none whatsoever. I had my underwriter, and I had.
Like, why so long? What was happening? How is that? It's a scramble.
All 18 holes had 2 teams to start.
Yeah. So does my dad's tournament, pretty much.
So your dad has 8 people on every hole?
Yeah. He's got, a lot of times there's 130 plus people there. So, yeah.
Wow, that's crazy. Yeah, no.
I know.
I mean,
he's a big deal, dude. He's like the mayor, man. He knows everybody. It's crazy.
That's part of the problem, though, was that they had all of these people double booked.
But even still, dude, you're playing. They're
not golfers. So you're dealing with a lot of people that are shooting over 100 double booked on holes. It was just
gotta be bogey max in a scramble, man. That's absurd.
Yeah, it was gross.
I'd write a letter.
One of your favorite terms. I can't, man. My all lettered out. I had to deal with Mayor's jewelry this week, so can't deal with any more letters. But anyhow, that being said, I think that I'd be interested. Shoot me an email, shoot me a comment. Tell me what your stretch goal is. We'll send you a Power Producers T-shirt. And for those of you that listen every week, 34 people have left us a review. Where are you at, people? Come on now.
Hook it up.
Got to get us some reviews on iTunes and bump this bad boy up. We need your help.
It's true. We appreciate it.
All right. Well, I'm going to wrap it up.
Let's do it.
Have a great weekend, everybody. See ya.
Later.
You've been listening to Power Producers Shop Talk. You can follow us at the Power Producers Podcast on Facebook and Instagram. And if you want to take your game to the next level, check out our commercial insurance training course at killingcommercial.com or visit Amazon to pick up a copy of our international best-selling book, The Extra 2 Minutes.